I was going to wait until like the minute because that's the professional thing to do, right? But no, we'll just do it like this. We'll come in a few minutes early. Maybe we'll get done a few minutes early, and then you can go on your way and be with your family. And I know you set them aside specifically to watch this live stream of bonkers shit that went on throughout the week. Anyway, I hope you are all doing well. I hope your Halloween has been great. If you've got little ones, I hope they had a great time. And if you don't, and you're just a big one, I hope you also had a great time. I didn't do much, but that's of no concern to this show. Unless you want to hear about it, I guess I'll tell you. I did nothing. So, there was a lot going on this week that I noticed with like little things, and there were a number of self posts on Reddit that I considered covering because some of them got very strange. Something came up regarding Big Bend National Park in Texas, which is about 6 hours from me, but it's not the first insanely bizarre story I've seen come out of Big Bend. And I considered talking about that tonight, but I don't think I put it in my notes. However, I might end up doing a secondary show. Maybe I'll shift the podcast in that direction of covering personal reports and stories. Alternatively, if that's not your thing, I was thinking of possibly making the podcast more of a interviewee thing. I'm looking for ways to not spend a couple of days writing a script, basically. Because I just don't, as we've talked about before, have the time for it. But anyways, do the stuff, whatever the YouTube stuff is, like and share and all that jazz. Follow us on the socials. I'm slightly more active, and let's get into it. Because folks, it really has been a weird week, and I think that's the first time I've ever said the whole phrase on the show. So, happy Halloween! All right, coming up on Sunday. This popped up on Reddit from a couple of people. Let's see here. Let me shrink myself. And let's open up Chrome. We'll get smoother. So this was apparently near Skinwalker Ranch, where there's, just constantly tons of shit going on. I know what you're thinking. Already, you're looking at this and you figured out what it was. But my point here is that it freaked out not one person, but two people. This one here is actually the first one I saw. And from here, it doesn't look as obvious as here. So let's just look at this post. This is from user Bearded Princess. So this happened tonight, taken 5 miles west of Roosevelt, looking east, appears to be coming from where I'd expect the ranch to be. Now that part is kind of important, where they'd expect the ranch to be. Just going to scroll the comments a little bit. There's people talking about lasers. This person also saw it. Is this the person from the other post? No. So we're talking about 3 people now. Also saw it. We followed the light and it took us right to the ranch. People came out and asked us to leave. The ranch is fucking huge. Many square miles. I feel like it would be not easy to pin down where that very small beam of light was coming from. You would have to go all the way around the ranch. It could have very well been coming from the direction of the ranch, but there is, get the hell out of here. There is other stuff in that general direction. So this is on the Skinwalker Ranch shows subreddit. There's another person. I also have a picture of this. However, this person says this is nowhere near Skinwalker Ranch. There is a large city with hundreds of lights in the background. Uinta County, did I pronounce that right? Utah has nothing close to resembling a city of this size, and anyone can get a laser like this for promotional purposes or whatever. And that is what I think this is. This looks like one of those lights you see outside of a hotel when there's a big conference or a celebration. It clearly looks like this to me. So let's look at the comments of the other post. This one where it seems much more obvious. This is strange for sure if this photo didn't exist. So we're just gonna browse a little bit. If you guys have any input, jump in the comments. Let me know. Be happy to listen. Oh, why do I keep doing that? Stop that. Looks like a rave from the 90s. Yeah, I totally agree with that. So this person says, this is the OP, Aliak. People keep posting this in the local groups on Facebook in response to the posts about this. I have no idea what any of it means, though, if someone could explain it to me. It says it's... Let's just take a look at this. Okay, so this is an FAA site. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at here. No pilots may operate an aircraft in the areas covered by the NOTAM, except as described. Is the red circle the NOTAM? I don't know. I'm not sure. Does somebody clear it up? It says it's to provide safe environment for rocket launch activity. The beams are so no one flies through the area. They may be using drones for filming or shooting something similar to a rocket into the air for the show, Skinwalker Ranch show. Either way, something's going to be airbound, and it's a signal that other craft should be careful. They did see someone flying drones around it. Okay, so I mean, it looks like the mystery kind of solved itself there. With the show being filmed there, of course, there's going to be shit like that. I did think it was like from a nearby town or whatever. I don't know the area super well. I'll get out there eventually. All right, but I'm glad that somebody posted the FAA link. That makes sense now. Oh, what else do we have on Sunday? Oh, okay. So we also have, and these seem to be popping up a little bit more frequently than I remember in years past. I've seen at least 4 or 5 of these in just this year. We have another reflective cube sighting. Is there any volume on this?
Check this out.
Oh yeah, let's start this over with volume.
There's something going on here. Check this out.
Now it certainly looks like it's spinning.
It's a cube. That thing's a cube with lights.
I don't see any, I see it like reflecting. It is like a metallic cube.
Jumping back and forth.
The thing is, though, they do sell. This could be like an out of focus Mylar balloon. It could be a Mylar cube kite, right? That probably exists. I'm not going to definitively say it does. That's what it is because I don't know if that exists. I'm sure it does.
I'm on Glenstone in Springfield, Missouri.
Good to know.
That is a cube.
But my point is, I've been
on
seeing quite a few of these this year.
Flickering. It's got lights around it.
Things, which is really funny because they weren't a super common shape for people to see, but I didn't start seeing videos of them until I listened to a podcast specifically about cube-shaped craft, and then it was like all the time. Strange. Let's just take a quick meander through the comments. Man, I'm never gonna get not upset at the lack of camera tech that we have commercially for the average person. One of the best videos of a legit unidentified is this. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about this cube. This guy says he's filmed it twice now, which I believe. Again, I've been seeing a lot of these cube videos lately. All right, OP says, filmed this on my way home from work, watched it for about 3 miles over the city, was in rush hour traffic, or I would have captured a longer video, did some research. This thing was flying against the wind that day. Never seen a drone like this. If it is one and it flying southwest into the wind, kind of rules out Kiter Blue. That is important, but we do have to take his word for it. Aliens or government if I've ever seen it. This video has been removed from a couple of subs for no reason. Please save it or share it. I always feel like that's bullshit. I watched the Mage thing happen in real time where subs were getting flooded with Mage stuff and then it just gone. So I know that it happens, but I'm always very leery when I see people say it's being removed from everywhere, and then it's, you know, it's clearly up here a week after I found the link. Yeah, he did a good job on the video length. Steady hand, agreed. Let's see. If there is a Mylar kite, somebody will have linked it. There's another person who says they saw one in September. This person lives in that town, had B2 flying overhead today. That's odd. So here's a link to an apparent sighting of the same thing, basically. Let's get that volume cracking. Full screen it. Oh, there she is. Took me a second. Yeah, it doesn't appear as shiny as the other one, but this is what I mean. I'm seeing them all the goddamn time now. They found out that that one is a balloon. All right, fair enough. I'm gonna breeze through it, and I'm just gonna take their word for it. That was very high for a balloon, though, I assume. You know, it's near a plane, and it was moving very quickly, or the plane was moving and it wasn't going anywhere. Anyway. All right, so this guy says he is a pilot. He saw a balloon fly past him at over 30,000 feet. I don't know shit. I'm not an aviator. These are a thing we know about. If this is one, it was basically a cube inside a sphere. Man, ever since all of this stuff last summer, I keep thinking about the cube inside of a sphere thing. I know I made the joke on an earlier episode of Weird Week of the Angels and Airwaves cover, but that's fucking weird. So anyways, I'm not sure what to think about this. The sightings are so frequent. And I didn't see anybody drop a link to a... Let's Google it right now. Metallic cube kite. Those don't... I would have expected it to like pop right up. Folding metal cube, that's not what we're looking for. Maybe Mylar. Yeah, see, I would have expected it to pop right up, and I'm not seeing anything that could be mistaken for it. Anyone watching or anyone in the comments, if you want to play along at home, see if you can track down a metallic cube kite. I would really like to put this to bed, because if they're popping up all over, maybe a manufacturer has recently come out with it and they're a popular item, like the balloon archways that people misidentify all the time. I'm shooting in the dark. I'm not sure. All right, what else do we have on Sunday? We've got a pacing Bigfoot. Your guess is as good as mine. Let's find out.
Do you feel safer than you did?
This fucking ad. Why is Austin getting more dangerous? Oh, God. It's not.
In Austin, up
This is
200%.
propaganda.
Do you feel safer knowing the Austin?
Jesus Christ. All right. A woman films large Bigfoot pacing back and forth. Okay, I remember this. So before we get going, this was an older video that popped up on our Bigfoot, I think, recently, and we're not going to watch the whole 10-minute fucking thing. I'll probably bounce around. But I thought it was compelling, and I wanted to share it with you. Do we want to watch all of the setup? The setup could be total bullshit, and that's why I'm apprehensive about playing it. While hikers were out for a walk in the Spartanburg, PA woods, a creature came up over the hill. So the woman pulled out her phone camera and started recording this possible Bigfoot. As you can see, it is pacing back and forth in front of them. We think there was an infant hiding somewhere close by, and this was either the mother or father Bigfoot trying to distract the hikers from getting any closer. It's an assumption to make. Here is the original clip without any enhancements.
Oh my god, what do I see?
Trees. Okay, so if you can't see it, here. There's a Shane ad. Get out of here.
Oh my god.
I mean, I guess I kind of saw
Whereabouts is it?
something.
Where'd it go? I don't want to get too close to it.
I appreciate that she's still rolling, but stand still. Even when it was walking by, it was like,
There it is. Oh my god.
is that it in the middle of the screen?
Doing good. Where'd it go? There it is.
19 trees in front of you.
Oh my god. There it is. Oh my god, Don, do you see this? Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's not necessarily acting like your normal classic Bigfoot reports. It seems like it's putting on a show for them, which makes me think it's bullshit. It's just going fucking back and forth. It's not trying to get out of there. It's not trying to warn them. It's not trying to send any sort of signal.
Oh my god.
It really makes me
I
feel
think
like
he made eye contact with me.
it's nonsense.
Oh shit, where'd it go? There it is.
I'm just hoping we can get a good shot before I cut away from this.
Okay. Oh my god. My camera is not so good catching this.
Burn it. Chat, what do you think? All right, let's move on. We've been watching this for like 5 minutes. If you want to watch the whole video, the link is in the description. The odd behavior, the way this lady, she's whispering, but it doesn't really seem like she's trying to hide. She's out in the middle of the open. The closest tree is like 6 feet away from her. The other thing that kind of lets me know this is a fake, and it's kind of a rookie fake, is classically you almost always hear about a smell and dead silence, or at least one of those two, and in the background we can hear birds. And she makes no mention of a smell, at least up to the 5-minute mark here. I don't know. I'm not a believer of this one. But if you want to check it out and let me know what you think, please do. Moving on. We are at Monday. Jesus Christ, only Monday. All right. Ghost or shadow? Kind of scary that this is coming up from a trusted member of my family, from user The Clownin. Probably not a good sign that that's their username, but all right, let's full screen it and see what goes on. All right, so here's my inclination. Clearly, there's more room here. And if you watch, just before that shadow comes up, I admit it looks three-dimensional or whatever, but this is standard def, and this is a phone recording a standard def, uploaded to Reddit's goddamn thing. The light on the floor changes just before the shadow. So let's watch that again. Keep an eye here. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. This light that I'm seeing, this is the light on the phone itself. It lines up here, here, and that is as they're moving the phone, I guess. That's odd. Oh, maybe. No, I'm right. I was right. Okay, so that is light on the floor. It just is acting really weird. I'm really inclined to think that there. It's a tough one. Give me a minute. I'll get there. This light is strange. I do think this is from the on the phone case. Okay, this door. What's over here in this room? Right? If there is light coming through a window or something here, and somebody in this room, it would cast the shadow here as they were moving about this room. The three-dimensional thing, I think, is just low-res video. It's interesting. I'd be very happy to be proven wrong on it, though. I don't have a perfect explanation for it. Let's watch it one more time. Whoever uploaded this, if you're watching, please send me the raw footage. I would love to see it. Is the raw footage in here? People are saying the time stopped, but it's a 10-hour video. You wouldn't notice. Not really. It is bizarre. Yeah. I don't know. I'd love to see the raw footage, though. Also, we've got floating. No, we've got the UFO follows plane. I got a lot of shit for you guys this week. Girlfriend had 2 UFOs follow her plane over Ohio around 7:45 last night, Monday. Well, I guess it'd be Sunday night. I don't know. Middle left and upper right. So bump. Oh, bump and bump. Here are OP's other photos, and here is OP's video. Okay, so let's look at. Oh, there we go. We got one. But this was another link to those same videos. Anything? Is it going to load? No. How about the video? All right, video is still here, so that's a good thing. Although it's substantially darker than the last. Well, I hate to be so dismissive, but this is not a great help. I don't know. So the video's blurry. The photos have disappeared except for these, which that could be literally anything. OP says, my girlfriend was on a flight headed from Florida to Michigan when she spotted 2 UFOs following her plane. She actually started paying attention because the sky got brighter. Explains the darkness, I guess. She said it went from pitch black to bluish orange. She took her phone out to take a photo of the sky originally. That's when she noticed the UFOs. While trying to get a photo, they went through a patch of turbulence. She said the intercom alert came on as if the pilot was going to say something, but it just sounded like muffled static. About 10 minutes after watching the UFOs go back and forth, the sky got dark again. At this point, she lost track of one of the UFOs, but managed to get a not-so-great video of the remaining one. Whole situation lasted about 12 minutes, according to her. I mean, I don't know. Can't see shit. And I know I should be able to take people on their word, especially because I rely on previous reports to verify newer reports, but those photos weren't great. It does explain the darkness discrepancy, but that's a lot. That's clearly daylight. Moving on. Floating fella. Where have I heard this before is my actual note. This is either a really good CGI or the real thing. Don't know. Let's see. This guy's circling it with his mouse. Yeah, it kind of just looks like a balloon, right? It's a fucking weird looking balloon, but if light's hitting it, if light's hitting the mylar in the right way, it's going to look fucking weird. Is it going to do anything else? Like if it starts walking away, all right, you've got something. Is it behind the car? No, it was in front of the car. So it doesn't look like a balloon though. It looks like something, like a fucking vertical drone. It's clearly casting a shadow. It is fucking weird. And my note said, where have I heard this before? And there is a bell going off in the back of my head that I've seen or heard of something very like this somewhere. Fuck. That's what happens when you spend most of your time reading bizarre reports and whatnot. It's such a low quality video that I can't say that it's not a balloon. It didn't look like one in the light where it was a little more detailed. That doesn't mean anything. It very well could have been. Oh my fucking god, it's 6 minutes long. Let's jump ahead a little. Alright, so it like rounds the corner. Well, it kind of just goes angularly. Then what happens? So that's where it is. It's just hanging out in the middle of that section of the road. Apparently for quite a while, a few minutes. Is it just me? And maybe it's a low quality video, but doesn't it kind of look like it's like moving a leg? I'm just gonna say that's pixelization. That is what that looks like. is just like, it's not, doesn't seem like it's going with the wind, because it's kind of just going wherever. It comes down, then went up the street, took a corner, came back around. So it's behind that Jeep. This is probably the end of it. This is where it turns into a fucking cat or something. Or it just disappears. Yeah, strange. A balloon in I don't know, light wind or something. Jesus, this Austin commercial's getting to me. I don't know. I've had a Mylar balloon act very strange and follow me around the house before, so I imagine that's kind of what's happening here. All right, also on Monday, lastly on Monday, we had another Tic Tac sighting in Georgia. Brian Eno, sorry guys, I was listening to Brian Eno earlier. All right, so this also looks similar to the one that was seen in Austin over the summer, and you know, all the other ones. Come on, hold your camera steady. Now, there have been a couple of Tic Tac videos I've seen where a plane has flown near it, so you could see what was a plane and what was a Tic Tac. Unfortunately, that wasn't one of them. Wings might not have been visible. Jesus
and the
Christ.
answer,
I gotta turn the autoplay off. It looked pretty well defined to me, but it's hard to say. Moving on Tuesday. My note is, I found nothing noteworthy. A bunch of blurry horseshit and first-hand accounts of, I heard a noise when no one was home. You can see my actual note in the show description. All right, so I guess we're moving on again. Wednesday. Spectral imaging of spawning craft. Okay, so this popped up on Reddit, and it took me a little while to sort of wrap my head around what the hell this is. Real UFO images, all right, we'll get there. From an imaging sensor used by DIA, Orb, 700 kilometers away, U.S. Air Force Lab, Kirtland, DIA, code word, alien hunting binoculars. Whatever the fuck that means. Update from OP, deleted. All right. So, anyway, here's one of the images. I don't know what fucking spectral imaging looks like. This is strange. This looks like ground, and this looks like not ground. But, who knows? Let's see here. While the guy posted experience with this type of imaging and LinkedIn profile to back it up, claims of videos you see pics are of spacecraft using some unique form of scanning. Not sure why it keeps getting removed. Found the Twitter. All right, perfect. Frederick Portugal. Let's take a quick look at who he is. Retired AFRL scientist living in Panama. On my nodders. All right, good for you, buddy. So he says, in 2007, on December 22nd, late at night, I had an immediate need to go to my research site west of Rio Rancho, New Mexico, and north of the volcanoes. When I arrived, bright orbs were waiting for me. I sat up and collected our interaction, which came very close to me. So I guess this is his actual thing, which he put on OpenSea, which is an NFT site, right? Odd that you would put it on. And I get it, man. You know, rent is expensive. I'm just gonna say it. Is that the orb? Looks a lot like the Marvelites, which, in my opinion, are not that mysterious. I know I have the whole video going on about it, but it's been a few months I've thought about it quite a lot. I know I blazed through that. This guy wants to pay 3 cents for that NFT. This doesn't look like spectral imaging. But luckily for you, there was a follow-up article. It's not from the most reliable of sources. It's from Liberation Times. Former Boeing employee claims to have proof of ET motherships entering Earth's atmosphere. Let's just do a quick... there we go. There they are. A pyramid object captured by Portugal's footage. There would be no plasma field. According to Portugal, the motherships could be utilizing wormhole transportation technology. Furthermore, he claims the phenomenon appears as plasma and travels 48,000 kilometers per hour. Portugal's video footage, which you can view here, okay, from January 29, 2008, captures remarkable occurrences of plasma-like objects flying at speeds beyond comprehension in the neighborhood of the Petroglyph National Monument near Albuquerque. The footage begins with a concentration on a white orb, which is often seen by UFO witnesses, which is probably what we watched. The intense energy packed into one visible location appears to the naked eye as a highly illuminated ball. But once Portugal's sensors can parse through the plasma and estimate the extent of the gases, it can build a picture of the structures behind the orb, displaying outlines of pyramid-shaped UFOs seeming to be dropped off by a bigger mothership in the front. Jesus. All right, let's take a look. It's 5 minutes long. Star-like object. Slow down, buddy. Let me get in there. So this is his raw footage. So right now, his sensor, if I read that correctly, is trying to figure out what the white light is, how dense it is, all that. And so then this would be the spectral imaging, right? Is there no audio? Okay. All right, so now the sensor is picking apart what is inside of the white light, or what it thinks is inside of the white light. I don't know if this is in real time or not. It's fucking insane if it is. I've been in a number of noise bands, and this would have been excellent as a backdrop. To me, and clearly, I'm a layman. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. There are a couple of things I'm like, oh, that was a UFO. But, like, it is moving so fast, this could be anything. This is kind of what I would expect superheated plasma to fucking look like. So I'm not saying the white ball wasn't superheated plasma, but I'm certainly not seeing what I think I should be seeing. Especially because everything is in fucking cube form. So it's hard for me to take anything that's it's hard for me to see a UFO, you know what I mean? Because if straight plasma's in a bunch of cubes, who's to say that it's not just a plasma burst or whatever? I mean, the guy worked for the DIA though, right? So clearly they're more they're far better trained than I am. It is weird footage. Absolutely. Let's just jump ahead because we're not... Okay, so... Yeah, it's cool. It's weird. But, like, it's happening this quickly? Is this really in real time? See, like, yeah, that is fucking weird. That's bizarre. But... if it's happening that fast, I have... Dude, if you pause videos of fire, you will see cool shit in the flames. How many of those, like, fire demon pictures have you seen? You know? That doesn't mean there's goddamn demons in the fire. It just... I don't know. Very, very strange. Very cool. All these links are also in the show description if you want to check them out yourself. So you want to watch 10 minutes of that insane shit. Moving on. Okay, so here's something I wanted to talk about on the podcast this season, and I never got to it. Mystery behind the Eye of the Sahara is 500 million year old Rykot structure, a remnant of ancient Atlantis. We're not going to go to this link. I don't care for this website. I think it's spammy horseshit. But you can see my comment here replying to this. So this person linked a video to a YouTuber that I stumbled across recently who is convinced that the Rykot structure is the remains of Atlantis. And if that ever existed, he's got my fucking vote. Like, he convinced me. And I'm usually pretty hard on things. The YouTuber in question is Bright Insight. This guy here.
There is a bizarre place.
So he's not the guy that you would expect to have cracked the Atlantis problem. But I'll tell you, watch his videos. Get back to me because, man, I think he fucking nailed it. And even if it's not Atlantis or whatever, fuck, I think there was something there. And I think he's dead on. Anyway, I just wanted to talk real quickly about that. And maybe if I ever get to it on the podcast, we'll go way more in depth about it. Bright Insight. Please go check it out. Moving on. Alex Dietrich is right. Yeah, I know she is. She is. Across the board. What's she right about? You don't speak for me. I have UFO freaks calling my work, creeps in my DMs threatening to sue because I called them out for being creeps in other DMs, cons trying to extort me for money, while people I care about are Taliban hostages. So what Alex is right, what I was trying to say was people are fucking assholes. And especially if you're a public figure, especially if you are, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say out there. I don't think Alex Dietrich is out there. I think Alex Dietrich knows what she saw, reported what she saw, and is trying to do us a favor by reporting back and being open about it. And you get people creeping in her DMs, trying to extort her for money. Stop being assholes. If you guys want any progress in this field, be cool to people. For Christ's sake. The paranormal fields in general have a real problem in certain be kind to others aspects. And it has definitely turned me off on more than one occasion. It's not a small part of why I had to take a short hiatus. Stop being assholes. I love you, Alex Dietrich. You're Top Gun in my book. All right, moving on. Remote viewing official. More Reddit stuff. CIA with new official statement about remote viewing. October 27th, 2021. Coincidence after new Lou Elizondo remote viewing background information. All right, so Lou doesn't like to talk about remote viewing because it sounds crazy when you talk to someone who doesn't know what remote viewing is or how seriously organizations like the CIA utilized it. So anyway, this is from, I believe this is from the CIA, but let me just take a look here. CIA with a new official statement. I guess this statement is from the CIA. We didn't, however, conduct our own research into psychic phenomenon until the summer of 1972. We worked with scientists and researchers to investigate whether certain people could see locations and objects around the world without actually being there. This ability is known as remote viewing. CIA ended this research 5 years later in 1977, and we turned the program over to the DIA. It's super important to notice their wording there. The CIA ended the program, but that wasn't the end of the program. They just shifted to the DIA. The project became known as Stargate, which most of us already know, which was actually DIA's initial name for the program. Later, it was renamed Grill Flame. In the mid-1990s, so now we're 20 years of research, DIA handed the program back to the CIA. Continues. We agreed to take another look at the program on the condition that an independent study group would evaluate it. 4 researchers from the American Institute for Research published their findings in September 1995, and that report is available on the internet. A Google search on an evaluation of remote viewing will turn up the 183-page document. 23 years at this point. The CIA doesn't dump money into a program that doesn't work for 23 years, except the war on drugs, but they have their own agenda there. That report's conclusion, this is an independent group that studied it, which echoed the assessments of the CIA officers involved in the program during the 70s, was that enough accurate remote viewing experiences existed to defy randomness, but that the phenomenon was too unreliable, inconsistent, and sporadic to be useful for intelligence purposes. We decided not to restore the program. 1, I do not believe that program is still not being used to this day. You spent 23 years at least on it. You confirmed it's real. You confirmed it works. No way in hell is it just thrown in. It's not consistent enough. Okay. Anyway, but the point is, there you are, right there. It works. The CIA said it. Remote viewing's real. Remote viewing works. End of story. Beautiful, beautiful moment. You know, there's so much shit that I cover on this show that if you told me fucking teenage me back in the 90s, I would have, it would have blown my mind, especially some of this shit we got coming up. All right, Thursday, Mimic Skinwalker TikTok. I don't remember. Let's see. Heard my own voice calling me from the other room. Oh, this will be a quick one. Ready? Hold on to your butts. I don't know if you could hear it. I could barely hear it. I'm going to turn up my own volume again. Maybe I missed it. It's a fake. It's eerie. It's an eerie setup. Yeah, but it's poor delivery and fake. Drone footage similar to Moab and a few others. All right, this will be another quick one too. So the Moab footage, you know, comes down from the mountain, little craft, boom, gone. There's been a few others like that. Here is another one, posting again as Reddit asked for sub-statements. My colleague's new Mavic Mini at 52 seconds. Object zips by at speed seemingly from the distance. All right, so let's jump to 52. We'll start at 46. Let's look for this feller. There it is. I'll gotta tell you. Maybe, but it was probably just a bug. Flying under the drone, the two speeds make it look like it's going a little faster than it is. Lastly, on Thursday, we've got Uncanny Valley Notion. Oh, so this is something that I kind of want to talk about a little bit too. One of the most, I've seen this post a bunch of times. I'm sure you've seen it. One of the most frightening things I've ever heard is when someone pointed out that the existence of the uncanny valley implies that at some point there was an evolutionary reason to be afraid of something that looked human but wasn't. Okay, yeah, that's a scary thought. Sure, totally. You get into the Anunnaki and all that weird shit. But here's the thing that I think a lot of people will kind of disregard. We have that now. There are groups of people, like, you know, when fucking white man goes to a tribe that's never seen a white man, that's what happens. They look kind of right, but they're not quite right, and it's fucking terrifying. And we've had that experience all through human history. We've also had, you know, we lived alongside the Denisovans, who were kind of human, but not quite us. You know, it's, I know we want to make it this big, like, scary thing of like, but that's, I wish it was more too. Actually, I don't. I once saw one that said that the reason so many people are afraid of spiders is because at one point spiders ruled the earth. Maybe like in our genetic memory, something when we were like shitty little fish or something. Anyway, moving on. I've been really into lemonade lately. All right, so old crawler vid looking for debunk. Okay, yeah. Old video, not seen or discussed here yet. Has it been debunked? This one to me is super creepy. I've seen this a bunch of times. I'm sure you have too. So here is a 30-second video of what might be a crawler. See that? Now, I'm sure that you've seen this too. If you have any interest whatsoever in the topic. Super low-res video. Peaky eye shine. Weird arm. Reminds me of The Descent, which is hands down the scariest fucking movie on the planet. The speed is really disturbing, but it's fine. So anyway, most folks seem to think that it came from a beer commercial, if I remember correctly. Oh, sewer company. A sewer company. But I've never seen anyone definitively prove that. So when I saw that comment the other day, I went looking to try to prove it. Here's another one. The official story is a prank done by a sewer company. But I can't find anything to prove that. I'm wondering if that's an explanation that just popped up, which does happen from time to time. People say it's probably a sewer company, and the next guy says it was a sewer company. It looks, I'm not saying it's real. I'm not. I'm just saying I would like to find the source of it. So if anybody has any ideas besides just telling me it's from a sewer company, please, I'd love to see it. Moving on. Also on Friday, we had warp bubble developed. According to head science writer Plain Fiction, whoever that is, let's take a look. Christopher Plain, that makes sense. From the debrief, which we use as a source all the time on this show, scientists have created a warp bubble, and details of the experiment are coming in a peer-reviewed paper very soon. Listen here and hold on to your butts. A fucking warp bubble. This is what I'm talking about when I said if you talked to a teenage me and told him some of this shit, it would blow my mind. A warp bubble? That's like, that will get us so close to, if I'm not wrong, fucking light speed travel. That's unbelievable to me. We might not be zipping around the galaxy just yet, but we'll be able to up and down the solar system pretty goddamn quick. If this works, these are the last days of our fucking, of this period of humanity. This is a doorway into a whole other aspect of what it's going to mean to be human. Very exciting stuff. I can't wait to see what comes out of this. I'll probably be dead before it's commercially available, but I can't wait. I cannot wait. Moving on. Last thing on Friday, the FBI's official Twitter account just tweeted out about UAP investigations they've conducted. FBI says, "Attention Earthlings, learn the truth about some of the FBI's noteworthy cases involving unexplained aerial phenomenon on a new episode of their podcast." This isn't new or cool or fancy or whatever. I just really like seeing, as I'm saying, stuff that we didn't ever think was possible. This slow destigmatization is all part of the plan. I promise you. The report that came out earlier this summer, that was step 1. Well, it's probably like step 7 because I'm sure Hollywood was a step. But I don't want to get too, conspiratorial at all. But this is purposeful destigmatization, and I am very happy to see it. The thing that makes me nervous is now that there's a narrative to be controlled, but whatever. I'll take it because it's better than being told that we're fucking crazy, right? I've seen some weird things. I'm sure you have seen some weird things. So it's just nice. Some of that between this, the FBI saying, yeah, we've investigated it, or the CIA saying, sure, remote viewing's real. It's nice. It's nice to see. It's nice to hear. Moving on. Saturday. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I don't get to cover this topic very often, but boy, am I glad that it popped up. So this is, it actually took place in the summer, I believe, but the article popped up yesterday. Black-eyed ghost children terrify residents of UK's most haunted town. I am horrified by black-eyed kid phenomenon. It's from The Sun, I know, but who else is going to carry on about black-eyed children, right? In the UK, maybe this is like a Men in Black situation, like the movie, where, the tabloids are right. Mystery as ghostly black-eyed children seen in Staffordshire beauty spot 30 years after figure was first spotted. Lots of F's there. Villagers have been left spooked after spotting a creepy black-eyed child roaming a beauty spot 30 years after a similar figure was first spotted. Ghost hunter Lee Brickley was called to Cannock Chase Staffordshire after reports the allegedly ghostly girl had returned. Ugh. Lee, an author, started his investigations in 2014 after a couple reportedly encountered a girl whose eyes had no color. The man said, once we had entered the woodland and the road was no longer visible, we started to hear the giggling noise of a little girl. This is a very BK thing, except no one's knocking on any doors. To our amazement, a child no taller than 1 meter in height, which is, what's that, like 3 feet-ish, just under? Is that short? Appeared as if out of nowhere further up the path in front of us. We stopped dead in our tracks after noticing her eyes had no color. Her head was tilted to the side in much the same way it would appear if she had been hung. Stared at us for about 5 minutes before running away into the densely grouped area of trees. My wife wanted to follow her, important, but I was having none of it. All right, so here's another witness. 2 months ago, they dealt with the same thing. Real quick lesson in black-eyed kid bullshit. I'm not saying this is bullshit. The black-eyed kid thing fucking terrifies me. I think it's like the scariest of the paranormal things to me. Because people don't know the rules. I don't know if you remember, the second episode of the podcast ever was about the rules and how to deal with these weird situations. And I don't know if I covered black-eyed kids in that episode. Essentially, if they knock on the door, they're going to try to get in the house, okay? I can't tell you what goes on in the house, but they want to get in, so probably don't fucking let them in. And that's the key. Don't fucking let them in. They're going to bang on the door. They're going to cry. They're going to scream. They're going to give you a sob story. Don't fucking let them in. It's just eerie to me. There's so many black-eyed kids reports of people who, like, one partner will be like, yeah, that's totally fine. Then the other partner's like slamming the door because they get like nauseous and terrified. There's a reason you get nauseous and terrified. It's a threat. All right. Moving on. Eli and Melon join Avi on the Galileo Project. So the Galileo Project is Avi Loeb's little project to identify shit that's in the solar system, be it weird new asteroids or potentially craft. I believe I got that right. If not, I apologize, Mr. Loeb. So anyway, Chris Mellon, who we know and love on this show, and Lou Elizondo, who everyone knows and loves, have joined as research affiliates. And I really think that says something about where they might be making some progress in the Galileo Project. And I would not be surprised if within the next year or two we see something incredible come up out of that project, or we just stop hearing from Avi altogether. Anyway, that's a great group of guys to be working together, and I'm very happy to hear that they are all together. If you want to read all this, again, link is in the description. All right, our last thing that popped up this week that caught my attention for more than 5 seconds was back on our Bigfoot. Found this track a few weeks ago back in Central Oregon. For reference, I wear a 12. This is from The Squatcher. Okay, so here's the image. To me, it was very clear. Foot, toe imprint, toe imprint, toe imprint, toe imprint. There's even what looks like the metatarsal break there. There's the ridge there. To me, it looks very clear, although a lot of people did not think it looked very clear until this was posted, which, for whatever reason, the inversion and the contrast made it a lot clearer for people. This is a huge image. It's taking forever to load. This is like 1997 again. So the person, they noted that there was only one print, which oftentimes there is only one print. It's discouraging. The thing that gets me is it was found by The Squatcher on the Bigfoot subreddit, who would know all about metatarsal breaks, average size. We're in a situation again where I say it could be real, but there's definitely something about that that makes me think it's not. Bring me another one. Bring me another print. Bring me two. Chronicles of Olivia over on TikTok. She had pictures of a beach full of prints. I'm just saying. We need more than what looks like a halfway decent Bigfoot print from a guy who makes Bigfoot hunting his hobby. It looks sus, to say what the kids are saying. And that's it. I didn't have any paranormal goofy shit this month or this week. Sorry about that. There was nothing funny, or I'm just miserable and didn't find anything funny. It could go either way. Who knows? Anyway, that's that. I hope you're having a great Halloween. I hope you're safe, and the rest of your life is really excellent too. If you want to reach out, get a hold of us. If you see anything that you think we should talk about on the show or whatever, hit us up, blowstrangers@gmail.com, or on any of the socials. If you want to help out the show, all of the shit, all of the that's my growing up music. All of the important info is right here if you want to help out the show. Patreon, where we have a couple of tiers with cool shit. Cash App or Venmo if you just want to help us out once. And that's fine too. That's lovely. Anyway, I've been your host, Asa Morris. This has been Weird Week Live. Again, happy Halloween, and I will see you next week.